lot of gas. Well, I just got done rototilling, and we tried the back to Eden method last year with the wood chips, and I found there's a lot of bad information on the subject on the internet. And basically, if you put wood chips, straight wood chips, into your garden, it really doesn't help a whole lot. Now, if you can get shredded mulch that's been broke down, that's a lot better. Leaves, like over there, are just great. We have a lot of leaves here, and I've been incorporating that into the soil. I did try the wood chips last year, and it was really the worst garden I ever had. I think what I'm going to do is incorporate the standard rototilling and cultivating that we've always done, and go ahead and add mulch around the plants. And on the garden in the wintertime, leaves and mulch. I don't think I'm going to use the wood chips anymore. It takes them forever to break down. I just didn't see any advantage to it. The weeds were just as bad, and the garden did really poorly. But we've got it started. I just got done rototilling the weeds. Jeannie's pulling a few weeds. And it just, to me, it's a little easier. I can rototill in just a half an hour. I can do this whole garden, and it gets rid of just about all the weeds. And then we do a little hand cleaning and a little bit of hoeing. One of the things we need to do this year is get a rabbit fence around the garden, because we had a lot of problems with rabbits last year eating our melons. But you know, people have different methods they use, and some, I just think when they came out with the back to Eden method, it really wasn't explained properly, or people just didn't understand, and they throw wood chips all over their garden. You can see the wood chips that I did last year. And wood chips don't have a lot of benefits in them until they break down. And so, you know, the leaf and the mulching definitely is a plus. The other problem with wood chips that I see, and it could be in the mulch too, depending on where you get it, is they just put everything into those shredders that chip up those wood chips. And one of the problems that I've noticed is they put in black walnut, and black walnut will kill your plants. It is not good. It actually has like a natural weed killer in it, and not only will it kill the weeds, it'll kill your plants. So if you ever look underneath a walnut tree, there's not much growing. And so, you know, when those wood chips, when that walnut gets mixed up into the wood chips, I don't see how it benefits your garden at all. And that may have been part of the problem we had last year. But we're going to go back to the regular method, and we are going to mulch around the plants. I've got potatoes growing, some cabbage, some peppers, and tomatoes. I've got corn over here. It hadn't come up yet. And once it starts coming up, we'll do a little more weeding. I've got my rows spaced about 3 feet, so I've got about, I think I put 3 or 4 rows in over there. So anyway, just a short video, kind of explained to you how I feel about the wood chip method. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. God bless. Morning, everybody. Welcome to RQ Homesteader channel. What you're looking at is my potato plants that I planted last month. They're coming up pretty good. A few bare spaces. We had some problems with them at the beginning, and we actually replanted. But they're growing now. And tomatoes are doing pretty good. I just tied them up this morning for the first time. They're starting to get pretty good size, so we suckered them. Got some of them lower branches off of them and tied them up to the fence. Here's some more potatoes. Those are in bloom. And I got a few rows of corn in over there too. I only put in 3 rows. It's sweet corn. My peppers are, it's been real rainy, unusually rainy, which has been good for the garden. But the peppers, they like that dry weather in between. So they're coming along, but struggling. Cabbage aren't doing so hot. We're more of a cold weather crop. And they're just not, I don't expect too much out of them. But things are growing pretty good as a rule. I planted some squash and pumpkins and a little more sweet corn in another garden that I have down the road. I'll probably make a video on that later. Here's a tomato. I plant mostly big boy and beefsteak because I like a good sized tomato for canning, and big boy and the beefsteak seem to, they've always been a good variety for me. But I did a little weeding this morning. I've got some mulch in there, and it seems to help improve the soil quite a bit. But we got away from the back to Eden gardening. It just didn't seem to be working for us. Went back to my old methods. Got a few strawberries over here I grow for my grandson. Just a little patch of them. He loves fresh strawberries. You can see one down in there. There's a couple of them. And it's not a big patch, but you know, he comes up here every day and picks a couple, and it makes him happy. So that's pretty much all we care about. My holding tank here of rainwater water, hardly even used it. I only used it once this year. We've been getting so much rain. So, but it keeps filling every time it rains. And if it starts drying out, we tend to get real hot, dry summers here. It tends to get pretty hot and dry. It's a lot cheaper for us to use the rainwater instead of city water. Here's the corn. I just planted 3 rows, as I said. Just enough for the household. There's a couple of stray watermelon plants growing up in there, in with the corn. And I kind of let them go, see if they're gonna do anything. There's another one over here. Those are, oh, I forget the breed. It's or the brand. There's a couple there. They just came up on their own this year from the seeds that the plants we had last year. But nice healthy plant. Anyway, just thought you'd be interested in how the garden's doing. It's coming along. And we'll get a lot of tomatoes. It looks like we're going to get a lot of potatoes and probably some corn. So we appreciate you watching. Thank you, and God bless. We'll see you soon.